Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Stingy Roger and today I've been sent a care package by ElectroMX. Inside this box is actually a set of black 8-pot Lewis brakes. On this bike we currently have Formula Cura 4s. They're known as one of the best mountain bike brakes, and on my Talaria Sting that you've seen on the channel I have Hope Tech 4 V4s. So basically we've been trying out the two best mountain bike setups, but what's inside this box promises to take these to a next level. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what's inside the box and we'll get fitting them to the bike. I do have to send these back, these are not mine, so I will be brutally honest. If I think they're good, I'll let you know. If I don't think they're good, I'll let you know. So these actually use Hope Tech 4 brake pads, but instead of having 2 of them, you have 4 of them, as you can see. There's also these heat sinks. These are separate from the brake pads, but they go between the brake assembly and the brake pad themselves, and they just basically help keep the brake pads themselves cool. Now this is a great big unit, as you can see. I'll get another brake out right now so you can compare the size. So what I have here is a standard Talaria Sting brake assembly, and to the left is the Lewis 8-pot. As you can see, the difference is quite drastic. This will be biting on effectively, I think, around a 1/6 of the brake disc at any point, whereas this is only going to be on about a 12th, because it's half the size. Not only this, the actual master cylinder is ginormous. This is huge. So I've been rummaging around the box obviously to get the brakes out, but what you get inside the kit is a lot more than just the brake lever and the brake cylinder assembly. So you get a rotor guard, you get a post mount adapter. Because these brakes are so much wider, the post mount is almost double the size. So as you can see there, this is key, because otherwise without this you wouldn't be able to fit these brakes on the bike. You get 4 sets, 4 Lewis brake pads, because obviously it takes 4 instead of 2. You get all the bolts to fit it, and then at the bottom of the box you get your new Lewis brake rotor. Oh yeah, this is really thick. So although it kind of looks very similar to the standard Talaria brake rotor, it's super thick. So in my hand here is a standard Talaria Sting disc. As you can see, they're very similar in design. They both have the triangles. But if we compare the thickness, you can see that this Lewis 220 rotor is so much thicker. So in my hands here I have the difference between the hardware. So this is the old prickly bolts. So these are for the 220 rotor that they offer. As you can see, they're a tall rounded head. They're black and they're about 12mm long. Now these are the Lewis ones. They're a few millimeters longer again, and they also have a lovely machined and flat head. So even just the quality of the hardware is impressing me at the moment. I've now got the rear disc on, and as you can see, all these bolts now fit nice and flush to the rotor itself. And also a nice touch is that they numbered each of the bolts, so it tells you which way round to tighten them up. Obviously it's the same with cars, you want to go opposites, but it's a nice touch that they've numbered them and left arrows so you can see which way the rotation needs to be. Great touch, I like that. Just want to show you something quickly. So most calipers bolt on from the top and they bolt down into the post mounts. This is actually a really unique design. So you've got the post mount here, and then you have a bracket which goes along the top. Now you screw the caliper into the bracket from beneath, there and there, 16 Newton meters with the torque wrench, and then you screw the caliper adapter on the top, and the caliper adapter actually has elongated holes, so once it's fitted to the bike you can still move the caliper in or out to suit. But it's very important that you do all of this up with a torque wrench like down there, set to the correct torque, because this is all aluminium, very high quality, but aluminium threads are quite soft, so you want to get it all perfect, and then you won't have any issues in the future with undoing or stripping threads. Okay, so here's an up close look of the levers. So it's a skeletonized lever. This is all CNC'd aluminium. It's lovely. It's an absolutely ginormous lever, but much like the Hope V4s that I have, there's actually bearings inside each movement, so you've got really nice sort of damped lever action. Now the one thing I will say that I've noticed off the bat with these is that there is not much lever pull, and that is due to the fact that this disc is so thick and the pads are brand new. So at the moment the pistons aren't having a lot of travel, so once the pads wear down slightly, maybe after a ride or two, we should have a lot more lever pull. So I'm really impressed with these. These look fantastic. Every single bolt hole is sunk. The slider for the in and out movement you do with these big bolts. No more of adjusting those fiddly little 4mm bolts on top of the caliper and moving the whole caliper. But yeah, the pads have their own little groove. So from the bottom, when you slide the pad up, they have their own groove. You cannot get them wrong. So these pins always go in first try really easily. The lever just looks amazing. Look at that. Really high quality. If you compare this to these Formula ones, which are also really high-end brakes, there's just no competition. These just look amazing. But yeah, so now what we'll do is gonna head out, jump on the bikes. I'll take my Talaria with the Hope Tech 4 V4s and we'll have some braking contests and see exactly how these perform. And I'm gonna definitely try and get these hot. I'm gonna see if I can get them to overheat. But I'm thinking with this thickness of a disc and the amount of contact patch that these brakes are braking on, this is definitely gonna be the winner. But yeah, we'll see. So what we'll do is now gear up and I'll see you back out on the road. So we're out on the bikes now, guys. The back brake on the Surron is the 8-piston Lewis brake, and I've got Hope Tech 4 V4s front and back. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some speed runs, go up and down this road and see which brakes overheat first. Now, I have just tested these quickly. We just swapped bikes and how to go. They're super powerful, and I'm really excited to get a set for the front if Lewis release some bigger ones for the front, because when you brake, the weight transfers to the front. So I think it'll make massive difference when we get the front ones. But yeah. So what we'll do is now we'll do a couple runs and see what happens. So now we're going to do it, and we're going to just go as fast as we can down there, use our back brake only, come here as fast as we can and use our back brake only, and see how they're doing after a few runs. Hopefully no one comes up the road. Ready? Yep. Okay, my brake is red hot and stinking already. That was just one run. Like, if you get a close-up of my disc, you can see. Can you see the discolouring on it? So the disc is actually red hot already. Oh, it stinks, doesn't it? Yeah. It's yours?
I think mine might be a bit smelly.
Oh, yours is. Were you getting fade?
No.
Okay, so we'll do that again, because when I was going down the road, as I got to the bottom, my back brake was no longer braking. I was pulling the lever, but it wasn't braking. Okay, so I did lock up my wheel quite a way back, and yeah, the brake's pinging. You can hear it pinging where it's expanded. But how's yours?
It stinks.
Is it still braking fine though?
Yeah, I can still lock up with one finger.
So there's the difference. So even though these are the best brakes, the best 4-piston brakes, I'm getting brake fade as I'm slowing down. So as towards the end of me slowing down, these won't lock up the wheel anymore, whereas his will still lock the wheel up with just one finger. So we've managed to discover that the Lewis brakes fade a lot less than the Tech 4 brakes. Well, they don't fade, but they do get hot. Obviously they have a much larger surface area when they're biting, but also the disc is much thicker than my rear, so it does help dissipate that heat better. So what we'll do is we'll update you in a week when we've properly put these through their paces on the trails, and hopefully we'll get a set of front brakes to test, so we've got the full setup. But yeah, if you've enjoyed today's video and you want to see more about the Lewis brakes, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, drop a comment, and stay tuned. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.